I'm going to show you how to mount ShredLights onto your Meepo Envy electric skateboard. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Ronan and I make product and tech reviews, and in today's video I'm going to show you how you mount ShredLights onto your Meepo Envy electric skateboard. And what I'm about to show you will also work for the Meepo Voyager electric skateboard, so if that's a board that you have and you want to mount ShredLights to it but haven't been able to, stay with me because everything that I do on my Meepo Envy will work just the same for the Meepo Voyager, because the way the trucks and the motors mount onto the deck on that board are identical to the way they mount onto the Envy. So everything I do for the Envy is completely translatable to the Voyager. So I've just come down onto the floor so I can show you very quickly how to put these lights onto the Meepo Envy or Meepo Voyager electric skateboard. So first thing I want to do is just show you the board, and basically, so this is the underside of the board and these are the front trucks, and these are not the problem. So these are very standard. So all I need to do is take these two bolts off on this side, these two bolts off on this side, and I can mount these standard ShredLight mounts onto the front. If I flip the board over really quickly, so you can see, this is the back of the board here, and this is where we have all of the problems. So again, you can see the same 4 bolts that we need to use to mount the angled mounts onto the board. Problem with that is these brackets here, which keep the cables that run from the ESC to the motors mounted firmly to the truck, they basically get in the way and they stop you from attaching the angled mounts onto the board. So they need to come off. So the first thing that I'm actually going to do now is just mount these mounts to the front of the board. And then once that's done, I'm going to attach the mounts for the rear lights. So I have this screwdriver, and that's just to brace this screw so it doesn't turn. And one thing with these standard mounts at the front, you can mount them in either direction. It doesn't matter whether you have this little curve facing down or up. Depending on how many risers you have here, you might actually need to face these the other way, but they work in either direction. So these will work on any board. And if you're not sure how to mount these ones, I actually have another video on my channel that I will link here showing you exactly how to mount these the other way. That's really all there is to mounting these, so I'm just going to do the second one really quickly. It just takes 2 seconds. And that is it. That is how you mount the standard mounts to the front of the board. So now let's go and look at the complicated part, which is the back of the board. So like I say, this bit is more complicated than the first part because we have to actually take this whole sort of back truck and motor area off. All you need to do is loosen this bolt at the back here, take this off. So once you take this nut off, just take this cap, take the bushing out, and then this actually just lifts out. And easiest thing to do is just let that flop back like that. Now I need to remove these 4 screws and then these bolts. And these caps here basically are very useful. They basically keep the cables that go from the ESC to the motors in place and intact. And what I mean by intact is if I take this out, you can actually see there's a little join here, which means that if you needed to replace a motor, you can do so by just unplugging the cable here rather than have to actually taking it out of the entire ESC. So that's really great that you can kind of access those there. And all these do, you can see this cutout here, is designed to keep these in place, stop them from moving around, and to make sure that this connection doesn't disconnect while you're riding. But because I will have the angled ShredLight mounts on here, they will do the same job as these caps. So these caps then aren't important and I don't need to keep them on the board. So basically now these will just fit on here, kind of like that, and they should sit snugly to the board. So this is the first mount that I'm using, and it just mounts to this section here. So once this is on, you should see, yeah, so this keeps these cables firmly in place so that they won't move and they'll be locked into the board. And then the only thing that's left to do is to put my bushings and my rear truck all back together, tighten that up again. So that is how these mounts look on the back of the board and on the front of the board. So the only thing that is left for me to do now is to actually put my ShredLights onto my board. So these are my ShredLights here. I have two SL-R1s for the back and two SL300s for the front. Let's do the 300s. So they just slide in here and they sit really neatly under the deck at the front. They actually sit really neatly. You barely even know they're there until you turn them on. That's how they look under the deck. With the tail lights, they just slide in like so. And again, that is what they look like when they're on the board. Okay, so that's it for this video. I just wanted to make this kind of quick video so you guys can see exactly how you mount your ShredLights to your Meepo Envy, and in particular how you mount the rear lights to the Meepo Envy, because they're the ones that are kind of trickiest to do. So I'm gonna leave this video here. I hope you've liked it. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.